Hi, this is Isabel Litzler, Pleiad HC, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today's topic is how to get promoted. So this topic is of interest to a lot of people because, if you don't know the resources, if you don't know what it is that you need to do, it's going to be hard to get there, to get promoted. So, and by the way, this is also something I talk about in my online career pack. I have a full pack of 20 videos, and how to get promoted is also something that I mentioned there. So for me, there's really three things, three tips on how to get promoted. The first one is to become very useful around. So if you're in a company, you've been hired in a job, become the go-to person for a lot of topics. It doesn't mean you know everything, no one is able to do that, but become the go-to person for specific things that especially people need. So building up your expertise within the company, becoming the guru in something will really help you be visible, be respected. And if people start coming to you, then they've already identified you as a resource. Chances are they will consider you if there's a job opening in your department or in another department. So being a go-to person is really helpful. Number two, if you have some extra time, meaning that you're able to do your job well, which is something I've said in previous videos as well, do your job well, that's the base. But if you have some extra time and you want to help, feel free to do this, volunteer your time in your team or outside of your team. Of course, mention this to your manager, but volunteering your time is also a way to show that you can do more. So obviously being promoted, in my view, means that you're going to be someone who takes on more than they currently have, maybe the next level or maybe something different, but with a bigger scope, basically. So if you want to be seen as this type of person, if you only do your job, that's not enough. That's a good start. I mean, you will probably get a good review and people will congratulate you on doing a good job. But if you want to be considered for the next step up, you need to do a bit more. So you need to be the extra type of a person. So meaning you do the extra projects, you're staying in the extra meetings. Of course, this has a price to it, meaning your time. Probably you stay a little bit longer or you do a bit more work. So there's a downside to that. Obviously, that means your private time will be bitten a little bit. So just be aware of that. But if you want to be seen as a go-to person, as someone that could be a great potential for the next step, you want to be the type of a person who volunteers, who's always doing the extra mile, and then you'd be on the list probably, or you'd be considered for the next step. And the third one, which seems more maybe a political tip than something else, but it's to support your boss or to support the people in your team. Because if you're seen as someone, again, who's helping your boss do a good job, then probably they will remember that and promote you for either a replacement for their job or a replacement for another department. But they will put a good word for you. So basically, it's scratch my back, I scratch yours. It sounds very basic, but that's how it works in the corporate culture. Whatever you do for others, typically you expect they do it for you. So it's a give and take, and usually it works very well. So if you support your boss, obviously it has to be someone that you share their values. Otherwise, I wouldn't suggest to do things outside of your values. But supporting your boss to achieve their objectives, then they will probably consider you to replace them or to do something else in the company. But it's usually a good tip if you want, again, if you're looking for this promotion. I'm just giving you the resources available to you. So first resource is to become the go-to person out there in the company. People remember you. That works well. The second one is to volunteer your extra time on projects, being part of cross-functional teams, things like that works very well. And number three is support your boss and your team. Same thing, that's more of a political type of thing. And then I would add to that, it's also part of the political arena. Go to lunch with other people. So if you want to be seen out there as a resource, people have to know who you are. That's the base of everything. So if you're sitting in a corner somewhere and they have no idea who you are, it's not going to work. So, and usually coming from a back office type of a function, I know exactly what that means. When you're in a back office function, no one sees you, no one sees your hard work. It's not as visible as someone maybe who's more the front end person and it's more tactical. When you're the person working on the in the back office, behind the scenes, people don't really see your work. So that's why I would suggest to, and it's hard because I've been there, we're more of a behind the computer type of a person, but if you want to get promoted, if you want to get to that next level, people have to see you as this person who could become a manager or team leader or something like that. So if you stay behind your office, they probably won't consider you for that. They want people who can speak well, who can present well. So you will need to go through that stage of developing those skills to be considered. So if you see now that that's your limit, that you're very good at what you do, but you're not very good at speaking, you're not very good at networking and so forth, you probably need to build up those skills. So again, you want to have a one-to-one with me, contact@pleiadehc.com. I will give you a feedback on your profile or what you need to do. You can check my website, pleiadehc.com, for rates and to see what I do, what type of sessions and what type of work. I will talk to you soon.